will marry this, who will marry this woman, look at her big car, a man will be intimidated. So she does not intimidate a man. She does not make him feel less than a man because he has to feel like a man. But why does he need to feel like that? Why is he so threatened by what I have?
When it's time to pick a leader, when it's time to pick a representative, they always feel like it's the men that are always more responsible. It's the men that are capable. Have you tested women yet? Like, have you ever tried? Like, have you sat down and be like, okay, let's put a woman in this position and see what she does. Let's see what they can do.
So the topic the preacher was preaching was a good topic. He was talking about, how men should provide for their families. He got very passionate and he was like, in fact, a man that cannot take care of his household, a man cannot provide for his family is a woman. Do you even know, like my brain, I heard stars. I said, my heart was just beating fast. I said, wow, so this means as a woman, I must be poor. Or, no, that's the meaning now, because like it means women are not like empowered economically, or women are just destined for poverty. So therefore, a man that cannot have money is a woman. Is that what womanhood is about? Economic incompetence?
That's what she said. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of That's What She Said. Today I'm going to be your host and my name is Hauwa. I am a content creator, a storyteller, and I am a writer. Today we're talking about a very controversial topic. Is it a man's world? Is it really a man's world? And where is the place for female leadership in this male-dominated world? Today, I'm not the only one talking. I'm joined by two beautiful ladies. So tell us your names.
Hi everyone, my name is Afla. You can just call me Ore. And I'm still in secondary school, so I have nothing much going on. I'm passionate about this topic because this topic really needs to it needs to be discussed about, because I feel like many people run away from this topic, especially men, because they always avoid when it comes to speaking about women leaders. So men, if you're watching this, listen.
Hi, my name is Emem Atta. You can call me Emem, and I am a business owner. So do you see that this topic is close to my heart? Being a female leader myself, I feel like there's just different ways that the world being, patriarchal, let's call it what it is, can affect, being a leader as a woman. So yeah, I'm so excited to talk about this topic.
I love to hear it. I'm so excited as well because, again, I'm a woman and I feel like every woman can relate to this topic. Every woman that is tuning in already, you're already like, you know what, I have something to say. And, right, you can... So we're going to just discuss this thing. But first, right, let's go to the very beginning.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you felt like, wait, though, is it because I'm a woman? When was the first time you felt like, you just felt like you started to experience that you were different, seeing almost like less than. Yeah, so tell me about that first moment.
You see, this answer is fun because I know the exact moment. If maybe I know the date, I don't know the date, but I remember the exact moment that the light bulb came on, and I was like, oh, I think this world is not smiling at me, or things that I need to man up and toughen up. Why is it man up? Let's even ask into that. But you know what? Let's have the conversation. I was a kid. I was in secondary school at the time. I think I was either like maybe 9 to 12, but let's just say 11 to be safe. I was at church, and so the topic the preacher was preaching was a good topic. He was talking about how men should provide for their families, and as a man, there's a Bible verse that says a man that doesn't provide for his own household is worse than an infidel. So that was the scripture he was quoting. And then he got very passionate and he was like, in fact, if you're a man and you're not a man that cannot take care of his household, a man cannot provide for his family, is a woman. And I said, do you even know, like my brain, I heard stars. I said, I couldn't hear anything again for the rest of the service. And I felt, my heart was just beating fast. I said, wow, so this means as a woman, I must be poor. Or, no, that's the meaning now, because like, it means women are not like empowered economically, or women are just destined for poverty. So therefore, a man that cannot have money is a woman. Is that what womanhood is about? Economic incompetence?
They seem to compare very silly things to being a woman when you gossiping like a woman. Meanwhile, I know a lot of my guy friends that love a good gossip. Oh,
They love the
they
tea.
love the tea. They be sitting down waiting for you to dish the tea.
Yeah.
Right? Or why you crying like a woman? Why you, and I think it even affects
Why you driving
men.
badly?
Exactly. You're driving like a woman. It's almost like all the silly things have
Or
been
negative, yeah.
associated with women. It's also very interesting when you say, oh, you're watching K-drama, it's only women that like that type of thing. You know, women's hobbies are sort of played down,
Yeah.
like looked down upon.
Yeah.
Sorry. So it's in little things like that. You just start saying, why you behaving like a woman? Why you're not even allowed to be emotional as a man because you are a woman, right?
But anger is an emotion, and men show that a lot. So, but I feel
Thank you
somehow,
very much. Thank you
somehow
very
we've
much.
just removed anger from the list of
From the
emotions
list of
because
emotions.
it's masculine.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you so much for that, because again, they don't, they will say, why you emotional like a woman, but when it's anger,
That one
it's
is
fine.
okay.
It's manly. They're man. And then when you're angry as a woman, you're also frowned upon.
Yeah,
Because they're just like, why you're just an angry woman.
Me personally, when I like realized that I need to wise up, was when I think I was like 8 or 9. I was with my aunt then, and like my aunt was scrolling through social media, and then all of a sudden she just shouted Jesus, and I was like, what happened? What happened? Like out of concern, I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, come and say something, come and say something. Even myself, I shouted Jesus because like what I saw was like an uncensored picture of like a woman that they have already bashed her head. Like they have like I don't even know how to explain it. Like that thing has scarred me for life. Like it's like a permanent image in my head that like I can't even say let me even forget about it. Like it's inside like like you have entered my head, you have scattered my head. And like the storyline was basically like how this innocent girl, she went to funny how is church. She went to a church to like study. I think she was still in university. And like she was just in the church, and this group of guys just, I don't know, inhumane thoughts that just used to go through their mind. Then they raped her after, like as if raping her was not even enough. They now killed her, they bashed her head, they made sure that there was no life in her again. And I was just like, in my head, I was just like, Ore, where's up? Where's up? The world out there is not something that is smiling at you. Wise up.
Yeah.
Like, that thing scarred me. Like, I cannot forget. Like, even if I wanted to, I can never.
The world is very, very unkind to women. It's really, really unkind to women. I remember that I had the same experience. I was talking about when I went to study in India. I can't remember. Oh, there was this time that a woman was raped on the bus, and she was brutally raped. She was like iron rods were forced into her. It was
my gosh.
terrible. It was terrible, and it's not funny, but it's interesting to note that as a woman, there are worse things than death. And like you mentioned rape has been, I don't want to say normalized, but women are expected to just go about their lives after they've been raped. Meanwhile, that is a terrible thing to live
Very
through.
traumatizing.
Right? It's very traumatizing. A lot of women have taken their lives because they were raped. They just can't. It's not an ordinary crime.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly.
it
messes
messes you up.
So when was the first time you realized like, I need to, what's really going on?
Okay, so interestingly, I have 2 brothers. I'm the first child, but I have 2 other younger brothers, and I realized that my brothers were great at school. I was not doing bad, but I was not as good as them, right? But at the same time, my mom never, she was always like, it didn't matter what I did at school or what my grades were like. She would just be like, okay, it's time to enter into the kitchen. And I'll say, out of my brothers, when they enter the kitchen, I should be like, no, they have to focus on
Their
they have to focus on their studies so that they can, do well
In
and
life.
get
My
great
studies
jobs and
are
obviously
not-
get into the university,
Yeah.
get great jobs and
Help their families.
provide for their families.
Mhm.
And I would be in the kitchen and my brothers would just be chilling in the parlor. Maybe even if they were studying. For me, I just felt like, why do I have to do all the work? And then it rewired my brain in such a way that I started to reject learning certain things. I refused to learn how to cook. I would, if my mom sent me to do stuff in the house, I would do it shabbily. But then I became an adult and I realized, oh, I have to do this thing myself, right?
Yeah.
So I would have preferred it if my mother had said, okay, you're going to learn all these things for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to live on your own. You're going to have your own house one day. You're going to live on your own.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to cook
Have
your
these
meals.
skills, yeah.
You're going to have to learn how to clean. I wish it was not attached to marriage
Yeah.
and a man. And my brothers, they didn't learn anything. Now my brother cannot do anything for himself. He can't cook. He can't do anything, right? But I wish that they had told me that do these things for yourself,
yourself,
not for. So that was when I started to feel like, because I'm a girl now.
Yeah.
And then my mom would say, oh, or when it's time to pull the gen, it's your brothers that will go. But now I have to pull my gen myself. I have a house, I have a gen.
Yeah.
I remember Nora Awolowo, who's a filmmaker, talking about her, the struggles that she faced being a filmmaker in the industry, being in production and everything, how people would sort of undermine her until
Dismiss
saw
her,
what she
yeah.
was able to, which they would not do to a man because they'll just assume he can do it because
He's a man.
So my combination was killer because I was female and I was young. I was female and I was young, so the assumption was just incompetence, like straight off, right off the bat. Who is this baby? What is she doing? What does she know? But what helped me was I had like a really strong, female mentor, Uche Kejimba. If you know Uche, she doesn't play. I know she's probably watching this like, hey, man, once you put my plate aside. But Uche doesn't play. She would always, stand up for me. Like if we had like team meetings and maybe some, guy wants to be like, came late to the meeting, me, I'm seated. I'm like, so, we're polite. I was like, oh, sorry, like, you want to she's like, sit down there. Who is he? Why did he come late? Go and look for your chair. I beg. So I feel like those things really reinforced my self-confidence. If someone was trying to be rude, she tell them, shut up. She's a lawyer. Yeah, what do you mean? Have you gone to school? Get out of here, Joe. So I feel like those things, having someone that believed in me, she would just like give me work and leave it in my hands and not ask about it. I say, hey, are you not afraid for your business? So I feel like just having someone like repose trust in me and just seeing how she handled men as well. She never really say, oh, yeah, a man you can, oh, yeah, a woman you can, or like she allowed people work for their credits.
Yes,
Like
credits.
if you can do it, then they do it. Not assumption based off of, oh, he's a guy, or oh, she's a girl, she's a certain way. So yeah, I think that really, 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 really helped me.
When I first started secondary school, I was originally in a mixed school. I went to a mixed school. Funny how she also attended the same school too. And the thing is that they will always pay attention to the boys. Now, if let's say at the beginning of my secondary school, I was actually passionate about sports. Like I wanted to become athletic. But the thing that discouraged me was the fact that they were always focusing on the boys. That is to pay me. Because they will say, okay, it's time for sports. The boys will go to the field. They'll be playing football. Okay, create space for the girls. Let us at least, even though we don't know anything, at least let's try our.
Yeah.
They say, what are you looking for? Get out. Yeah, you're a girl, okay? They'll just be like, like, give us, like, the chance,
Yeah.
like, the space. And it's not like as if, okay, we'll go and tell a teacher now. And the teacher will just over, don't worry, they are boys. Why they make that a normal thing? They are supposed to like, oh, okay, at least let the girls like
Also
get a
have
chance
it,
like this.
yeah.
I hate the fact that during sports time they are always labeling like the sports like, okay, they'll say football is for boys, badminton is for girls, kiriko is for. I like it just used to like annoy me. Like I just felt like, you know what, I don't even want to do sports again. Let me just drop this thing for the boys. Like let me focus on my education. Like it just used to like annoy me. On top of that, whenever we're having like programs here, and like they're saying, okay, let's pick a representative. Like it's a general school program. Maybe a company came to talk to us, or like they came to have like an empowerment program or something, and they're like, okay, let's pick a representative. Now the first person they will look at is the boy. Why? Like what happened to the girls? Like in a room full of boys and girls, it's only boy that you are seeing. Like why is that?
It's funny because even in secondary school, the boys are already, leadership is already bestowed on the boys, right? And it's very interesting that he talks about this because and also choosing subjects and having boys go here, having girls go here. Because I remember when I was in secondary school, we had home economics. You know home economics,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah, where you learn how to cook and
Yeah.
sew, right? And all the girls rush there, and then there'll be just one boy or two trying to go there, and the teacher will be like,
What are you
looking
doing
for
here?
here, right? So it's also, it's almost like, and you know, teenage boys and their gang, that, oh god, nobody is worse than teenagers. I'm sorry,
No,
Ore.
it's fine. I understand.
But you know, and they'll just be bullying the boy that chose home economics and all of that. So I don't know where that, and I think it definitely stems from the home. You teach boys to not be soft. They can't be soft, they have to be hard. And then, you know, a bunch of boys feel like they have to bully another boy for being soft and all of that. And it's almost, and then they bestow leadership on the men, and the men think they're better than the women, and that's where we have misogyny slowly start to crop up in people. For people that don't know, misogyny is a system where there is a strong dislike for women, or where men think that they are better than women. So there is that, because obviously if they are giving me the leadership position, it means that the people that are behind me are followers, right? And that translates into the workplace, where you have men feel like they have to be leaders, or they're, you know, it's them first, it's their rights, it's their, you know. And that's why I love that boss of yours that you mentioned, Uche. She doesn't play.
He does not play.
When I was growing up, I went to make my hair somewhere, and this woman drove in with her big car, and the hairdresser basically was just telling her other, you know, her friends that, who will marry that one, see her big car, which man will, you know, approach her with that kind of big car that she's driving, you know. And
Funny enough, I have a story similar.
really,
I was
please
telling
share.
Ore this morning that my mom, because you know, like I said, I have a business, and sometime last year I was just to my mom. She was like, you're a big girl, oh, yeah, you're doing well for yourself. I was like, how much money? I beg, don't worry. And then she was like, but she's scared. Say, scared of what? Mom? What are you scared of? She says, you know, the way the business is going, that hope, you know, a man will still toast me. Will he not be afraid that I'm already having business, I'm having staff, I'm having company, that it just sounds so grand, that would a man still come up to me and say, And I said, Mommy, but really, the man that, I don't have billions yet, though. The man that will be intimidated by this this small thing I'm just, an SMB I'm just building, and I wouldn't want to be with that person.
Yes.
And that kind of person is not secure in himself, or is not going to help me as an individual,
Yes.
help me grow,
Yes.
be a partnership I would want to be in.
Yeah.
And like my mom, she's very like she listens, so she's like, you know what? Yeah, right.
Yes.
Why would I want you to marry someone like that that is so insecure that what you have going on is a threat to them?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely get that a lot. Like in society, oh, you're doing well for yourself, you have a good car, have
Yeah.
a nice job, who's
Yeah.
going to marry you?
Yeah.
It's very popular.
So that's exactly what they were discussing. They were talking about, oh, who will marry this, you know, who will marry this woman? Look at her big car. A man will be intimidated. And I feel like it extends into different things. Like you said, your mom, and I'm sure that for your mom, it was just reflex.
Yeah.
And it was also care for
Yeah.
you. But because that's how she's been raised, to
Definitely.
believe that she has to bring herself
Shrink
down.
somehow, yeah.
She needs to shrink, exactly, so that a man can
Be comfortable.
be comfortable enough. Oh my god, you're just giving me the right words. A man can be comfortable enough so she does not intimidate the man. She
Yeah.
does not make him feel less than a man, because he has to feel like a man. But why does he need to feel like that? Why is he so threatened by what I have? why does he feel like he needs to be better than me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it that he can only partner with people that he's better than?
Mm-hmm.
And it also intrinsically begs the question of, why must you be better than me? Because you're a man? Not because you can be better than me because you have more knowledge than me. You can be better than me because you've worked harder at this. But you cannot be better than me because you have a phallus. You cannot be better than me because God has made you into a man.
Yeah.
Right? And I faced that. When I got a car, and I will be honest about it, I got a car really late because I was afraid to drive in Lagos and all of that. But I realized I was spending so much money on Uber and all of that. And so I got this small Toyota. And someone told me, you have to go and sell that Toyota. Oh.
The small Toyota.
Yeah, this small Toyota. My
Why?
small Toyota. So, someone told me you have to sell it. You have to, I think you should take it back. She was even like, I'll get you the number of my mechanic so that he will come and check the car so that he can sell it quickly so that he will not, the value will not go down. Because you're basically going to be selling it as Nigerian used. So you need to quickly go to the car lot, to the mechanic so that the mechanic can check it and you quickly sell it. And I was like, why? And she said, oh, because you can't be driving this car, right now. You're still a small girl, so that men will be able to approach you. And I thought to myself that the man that will be intimidated by a small Corolla, a small
not the
a small
Corolla.
Toyota,
Oh, no.
the man that will be intimidated by this, what is he gonna be driving? We might as well just be walking together. And it was so, I felt really bad because I've worked all these years, I've and the way our currency is in Nigeria.
Even that Corolla was a
Even
lot.
that Corolla.
I understand. I promise.
My dear, I was very proud of my Corolla.
I understand.
Because, right, so it's so, for me, I was really sad because I've worked all these years.
I can't even enjoy
I can't
the
even
things
enjoy
I've worked
it
for.
until I marry, until a man deems it okay
Yeah.
for me to. And so, okay, so if I bought a Benz car,
Do you even know like that's
that means I will marry. You might as well. You cannot come and toss me.
You'll be afraid. You'll just see it from a
And
perspective.
so women cannot do nice things for themselves.
yeah.
They cannot, even when you have a property, you have to hide it. I don't want to tell him that I have a property in case he gets intimidated. So that's what I'm telling you.
No.
This woman that drove into a supermarket,
Yeah.
I saw her when I was 8 years old,
Mhm.
and years later, it's almost the same thing is happening to me
Yes.
because I'm told to go and sell my car so that a man can be able to approach me. Which means that it's almost like you can just accept any man, because the man that will be intimidated by my Corolla is not a man that is driving a Benz.
No.
It's probably a man that is driving something less than a Corolla or the same, stuff. And so for me, I was just like, I'm very, I don't know. Can we win? Are we? Is the world set up for us to win?
I would say that yes, I was brought up in a home whereby I was taught how to act because I am a woman. But I was also brought up in a way that if a man gives you problem, give it back to him times 10.
Hey.
Don't allow him to over.
Get away with it.
If it gets to the point, give it uppercut.
Hey.
Yes, I love it very, very much.
Because like the people I grew up in a Nigerian home, and like Nigerian African parents, they don't take rubbish. So when something happens, like you don't just sit down there and act like a dodo and just allow it to happen. You react back. You react back times 10 so that they will not see you as somebody that you don't
Like
have
a
sense.
pushover,
Like
yeah.
yeah,
I
like
love it.
so it's like I guess I was brought up like
Yeah.
act like a woman,
Yeah.
do this, do that, but at the same time know your values.
Yes.
Yeah.
Initially when I was growing up, like in primary school we had like this like playhouse on the playground. So like we used to play family. I'm not sure if you like family, there's husband, there's wife, and there's children. And like when I was younger, like I'll just be like, I can't wait to like get married too. I will not have my own house and children and everything. But then as I grew up, like gradually I started to understand that it's not easy. Like and that's when I went into secondary school, and like I met like amazing people, like amazing women. And like when my eyes opened to how the society views women. I realized my mentality developed, and I realized that another thing is when you are flaunting luxurious things, they will assume is a man that got it for you. And like I want to change that mentality.
Yeah.
I want to, like, me and my friends were like, we were talking about one day, we were just talking and we're laughing, we were just gisting, and then we're like that we just brought up one topic that what if one day we'll own a dream house, but it will be from our own money. It will be from our own hard work. No, oh, is my man, is my man that did this, is my man that did that. It was my own money, it was my own doing.
Work.
Yeah.
I did not get to this place because I was with a man.
Yes.
It was
I
my
love
own
it.
business.
Clock
I
it.
did this, I
Yes.
did that. I had my way and I got it. Finally, I got to the top. So, me personally, I will not say. I will say that mentality of okay, you're flaunting luxurious things is a man that got it for you. Better erase it from your mind, because like I'm flaunting it because I had the money. I worked for the money and I bought it with my own hard-earned money. The money that I did like this for. So you have no right to be saying is a man that is behind my own success, because I climbed up those stairs with broken glass. So
I love it.
yeah.
I love it so much, and it's so sad that it's across generations. Because you see a woman post her vacation pictures and they'll be like, now old Baba sponsor am.
So show the other side of the camera. show the other side.
Turn the camera. And it's terrible. I saw one picture of a girl. She was on vacation, or she was in a nice apartment.
Okay.
And there was an old man behind her, and oh my god, people insulted her so much. Turns out that's her dad, right? And and I get that, yes, there are certain women out there that are being sponsored by men. Of course, we're not erasing that.
Yeah.
We're just saying that you're just going to in this Lagos, every woman is a ashawo, because they have called you someone has called you ashawo before. Go to Yaba, they will call you ashawo. If you are ever craving a little bit of ashawo, you're craving to hear someone call you ashawo, go to
just
Yaba.
go to Yaba.
Like 10 men will call you before you leave there. Worse, wear short skirt. Oh my god. Right? So it's almost like women and our achievements are always they're always
belittled.
exactly
They're always
belittled,
overlooked.
watered down.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. I never hear this kind of thing. Like sometimes I'll just be like and it's also why we're scared to show off what we have.
Yeah.
Because we always feel like, oh, people will say that I'm sleeping with a man for this, or people, they're always, and I feel like even us as women, sometimes we need to say that to our fellow women to feel better about ourselves. So
Yeah.
you're not working hard, but you see this girl that is working so hard, she's going places, because it's not just the men. She's working and she's going places. You as a woman, you now sit down and type, it's probably one man that is sponsoring her. Meanwhile, it's just because you're jealous.
Yeah.
You're just, or you've just decided in yourself that you can't ever achieve what this baby girl is achieving. Right? And so it's very sad. I remember telling a friend that, oh, I want to host dinner parties, but I have to wait until I marry. And she was like, why? And I didn't know the answer. She was like, why do you want to wait until you're married to host dinner parties? And I was like, because that's what I see on TV. That's what I see women do. They'll wear their nice boo-boos and then come down these stairs and then they'll say, Otumba, and it's just married. It's just a married man thing.
to do. Yeah.
And she was like, why though? Like you have an apartment that you rent. You can buy food. You can call your friends. You can have a dinner party. Why are you waiting?
Yeah.
Right. So we're always waiting.
Like there's just so many like built-in ingrained biases that you aren't even aware of. And
Yes.
sometimes like your friend did, it's just someone to call you out and say, no, but really question this belief. Question is because it does not make any sense.
It's very internalized, like internalized misogyny. You're just internalizing everything.
Yeah.
So I get it. But how can we, because when I started this thing, I said is it a man's world?
Mm.
And from everything I'm hearing, it seems like it's a man's world, but there's also space for us.
Mm.
You know, the gender pay gap. I know that right now, according to statistics, women in Nigeria earn 20 to 45% less than men.
Which
Why?
is a
Because
crazy figure.
yes. Why? Because you just feel like women should not be in certain spaces,
Yeah.
certain fields.
Yeah.
But I know that in our society, actually, at least, well, let me speak for myself as a woman and coming from the kind of family that I come from. Even though my mom would tell me, enter the kitchen, you are a woman, you should go and cook. My dad was also very particular about me getting, me being very educated. My dad, my dad did not play with my education. He made sure that I got my master's. In fact, he even tried to convince me to go for PhD. I was just like, I don't have the energy. I'm tired. Because so my name is Hauwa Lawal. He wanted me to be Dr. Lawal, right? So that and this was what he said. And it was very cute to me at that age, but I did not have the energy. It was like, I want you to be Dr. Lawal so that on your wedding day, when they announce you as Dr. Lawal. Right, so you come out, so they know that I'm not joking with my daughters in this family. You know, you come out, you're a doctor. I will wear my agbada and all of that. And I was like, that's great for you.
Not for me.
That's
That
really
has
great
to
for
go
you.
to school.
But me, I don't have the head for it. Right, and so for my dad, it was not. Yes, he wanted he wanted me to be accomplished and everything, but it all boiled down to the kind of praises that will be bestowed on me and him on my wedding day, because it just felt like the wedding day is the crowning glory. That's finally that's what this comes down to. Not that, oh, my daughter will be in academia or she'll be a professor or anything like that. For him, it was just wedding day. 40 yams.
Wow.
My doctor.
Oh,
Right?
goodness.
And I shattered his dreams. I shattered it.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
So,
So coming to education, Seth, I remember being in secondary school, right? And a girl, me, I was not the most brilliant. I can even accept I was not the most brilliant girl. Me, I was at the back. In fact, I was a disappointment to the ladies. But I remember the most brilliant person in my class was a girl, right? And one time one teacher came in. I was just like, look at you, a girl is dusting all of you, and the men were ashamed, as they should be. They were very ashamed of themselves. But I just feel like,
what does that
what
mean?
does that mean, though? I mean, there's a girl like me. I know I'm a disappointment to womanhood, but at least someone is carrying this thing for me. She's carrying the flag for me in front.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you mean, a girl? I'm also a girl.
Is dusting you. Why not?
What do you mean, a girl is dusting you? And then you go from, and yes, I'm not saying men are not brilliant or boys are not brilliant as well, but you have cases in secondary school where a girl is very brilliant, a boy is very brilliant. You go out into the world and eventually you see that the girl is paid less. You're this girl that's worked hard, through secondary school, through university. When you're in university, lecturers are trying to, get a little bit, like the documentary that Kiki did, Sex for Grades. You go through all of that in a Nigerian institution. I can't speak for the men, so I don't know what they go through in the institution, but I know women face a lot of harassment, sexual harassment in school, in university, and then you brave all that and you go out into the world and they still pay you less. They still feel like, and I also think it's the culture of not talking about money, not talking about how much
and being humble,
paid. Yes, and you have to be humble, and a woman. At the end of the day, some people will even telling you that at the end of the day, all this book you're reading, you're still going to carry it to husband house. So what are you? So, a woman is not. She's paid less than her male counterparts. We don't have. Sometimes our maternity leave is not even enough. We don't have. There's no space for women. It's almost like if you sleep up, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're out the door. So sometimes women are even having to choose between raising a family, or staying in the workplace, because they know that once they leave the workplace for you, that you're not even paying well, in the first place. If you now leave the workplace, say you want to go and take care of your kids. So I feel like there's just a lot on women.
Definitely coming out and like running my business. I feel like sometimes, because me, I will charge the charge I plan to charge. So, you would say, oh, this is my price. And then you'd be like, what are you using the money for now? Because I feel like with a man, sometimes there's an assumption that, oh, maybe he has a family. Maybe, so yeah, you're a single girl. What are you using money to do?
Exactly.
Please give me my money, please. Don't ask me questions. And so definitely as an event host as well, I feel like I know I was watching a podcast, I think Mujibade Shosonya was talking about it, about how, men would, like a male host would charge a certain amount, a female host would charge that same amount, and it's like, for what? What is you using the money to do? Why didn't we ask all these questions? All these questions you have now, why didn't we ask it when the man was charging his charge? Why my charge? Why is my charge being questioned,
Yes.
So I feel like also in the workplace, because I have worked with some organizations, I think it's also women just tend to agree. I feel like a man is more likely to think he's the business, the best thing that ever happened to the organization.
Yes.
He may not be that great, but then he just believes it's the best thing to happen
Yes.
to the workforce. What do you mean? I'm holding this company together.
Yeah.
And so he's more likely to say, no, this money increase it. I deserve more than this. But a woman is more likely to be like, case, so they don't now take away the job. Let me just accept it. It's not likely to sometimes not do research. I feel me doing research and me standing my ground on pricing is the people I've spoken to, like the mentors I have, to say, stand on business, forget if they don't want to pay you your money, let them go. Like, it's important that you stand up for yourself. Because I think somehow a woman sometimes feels like, oh, they wouldn't want to cheat me. Or don't worry, I have a relationship with this person. So I believe this must be the best price they have in their budget. Meanwhile, like, everybody's looking out for themselves. So you have to look out for yourself as well. So I definitely have witnessed, for lack of a better word, the gender pay gap. I don't stand for it. I will charge my charge, and by God's grace, they are paying it. Hallelujah.
They are paying it. God is good. They have the money.
Yeah.
Tell them to bring it out. I was listening to Funke Akindele talk about, well, we all know Funke Akindele, I believe. Talk about how she was treated when she was coming up because she was a woman. They would not, they would, treat her, especially financially, just treat her horribly. And I got goosebumps when she was talking about how far she has come as a woman and how she has a lawyer at her back, and that boy does not take nonsense, does not take rubbish. And she tells him, put that on the contract, or put that in the contract.
Yeah.
This is how much I want. And I love it when women elevate and women know themselves, because it's so easy for them to say, she's a woman now, why is she behaving like this? Like, why is she asking for too much? It's also the culture of, I'm going to throw crumbs at this person and she has to take it, because where's she gonna go?
Yeah.
I feel like it's very unfair because, like, it's the same hard work that the woman is doing that man is. It's not like, okay, it's like the woman is doing lesser than the man. In fact, sometimes it's even the man that is doing lesser than the woman. So I don't see why, okay, they will just be like, okay, because he's a man, let's just give him higher pay than this woman.
Yeah.
And like they've made it like in normal, is it a normal thing into society? And like it's just sad, honestly, because it's just saying that you are looking down on us. That means that you are holding us back from our true potential. And it's like, it's just sad, honestly. Like, I've not started working, but I feel bad for the women out there that are going through this, and that's not how it's actually supposed
And most
to
of them don't even know.
Yes. Also because we're very hush-hush about salaries, how much we're paid.
Yeah.
The society has told us, don't discuss your salary because, it's not
It's a
good.
taboo topic.
Exactly. And so a lot of women are being underpaid and they don't even know. And it brings me back to this humility thing where women will accept anything, because we're being told you have to be gentle. But I don't understand why. Because I see the thing men have is audacity.
That
Oh, they were
boldness.
born with audacity. Oh, they have some audacity. You know what? I envy it. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, that you guys got it right.
You got it right, yeah.
No, and especially Nigerian men. There's something about a Nigerian man.
Tell me, Miss.
You can't tell a Nigerian man anything, no.
No, you can't.
You
How dare
cannot
you?
tell a Nigerian man
What
anything.
do you mean? Why would you try
see
that?
him? You see his stupid shoe? You see,
Not
you
the
see,
shoe.
You see his stupid shoe that's open mouth. You can't tell that man anything. He believes
He's
and
the best thing
yes,
in the world.
You know, so the thing about Nigerians is we have this main character syndrome.
Absolutely.
And with men, it's like
times 500.
times 500. I love it for them, but I wish we had it as well. I wish we. But why? Why are we so humble? Why? Because we want to marry.
Honestly, I would. Let me layer the answer. So I think, I feel girls are socialized in a certain way. We're socialized to, sit down well, don't talk too much. That's not feminine. That's not ladylike. All of that. So I feel like you may not be conscious, and you may go to school and become educated. You might get all the degrees for yourself, but then you are conditioned, and it's too late because you have been conditioned. It's too late for you. You've been programmed. They wired you a certain way.
True.
And so when the time comes for you to sit at a negotiation table, you're still, okay, we'll pay you XYZ amount of money. And you're like, even if in your mind you think, that's not enough, you just be like, if I say it's not enough now, they can like to not give me this money again. Oh. But that audacity you talked about, Chinedu and Ibuka, they have it in abundance. I say, no, what do you mean? I bring more to the table. I deserve times 50 of that amount. How about that? So I feel like, obviously conditioning, and also as like just wanting to be palatable, wanting to be okay. No, don't stretch it out. I have I have an experience. I was to work with a particular company. The tables are shaking in the background. But I was to work with a particular company. We had agreed, and so the terms were changed. I said, these terms, as you're changing the terms, just be changing the salary, because that's the only thing that makes sense. And so they said, oh, they can't change the salary. I'm just going to have to manage it like that. I had just about signed the contract. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And then an older lady, who I'm sure, cared for me very much, called me into her office and said, oh, I think you should just take it. Of which I understand her point. But then I feel like in that way, even other women ahead of you are like, you know what, it's not that big a deal. It will help your career. Just let this one slide. But the thing is, like, compromise, it has ripple effects. If you allow you allow B, C, D, E, F, G,
Yes.
then Z.
Yes.
You get. So I feel like there's many ways, like for my experience as well, where women are just advised, even by other women as well, to just manage, just for now, look ahead of the future, So yeah, that's what I think.
Yes. And I also think that these people are banking on the humility of women. One, if the woman is humble and she takes just anything, it saves you money. Of course,
Yeah.
you're hoping that she would,
Yeah.
your lowball offer.
Yeah.
I remember when, I think it was a few years ago, and the thing about people, I don't want to say men, but the thing about people and their unsolicited opinion,
They have to say
right?
it.
One time I was supposed to work with someone and I sent my rates, and the guy called me. He's like, you cannot be, so my rates were, because I joined, okay, so my rates changed,
Okay.
because it had been a while, so I changed my rates, and the guy called me and he was like, oh, you can't do this. You can't
charging
be
this
charging
much.
this
Yeah.
much. You can't, what do you, what are you doing? Even this person is not charging. How can you be charging this much? And I truly, I actually listened to him and I felt bad. I was like, oh, God, I think I should listen.
Yeah.
I think I should
Bring it down,
actually
yeah.
bring it down and, talk to myself and bring it down. And then it was a man that told me, are you crazy? Are you foolish? I will put more than that on my, and it was like, you know what? Give it 3 months. Just do it. And if it doesn't work out, you reduce it. It doesn't matter. And people were paying me that much because I'm giving you the
That
value.
value.
Like, yes, I deserve that much. People were paying me, but if I had listened to that man and I had calm down. He was basically just convincing me to sell myself short.
Yeah.
And it's like we always convince women to sell themselves short. It's almost like you don't have anything to offer.
Mm-hmm.
People will overlook you. I love it when women stand in rooms and they call bastard money. I shake with
Like,
pride.
mm.
I'm like,
That's what I like to hear.
women stand in rooms and they're talking about. I love listening to women that have an empire, that are building something. I love listening to women that have a plan.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that women that don't have a plan are not also, you will get there. But the ones that I'm listening to, though, are the CEOs.
That's not exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Because you have to be loud.
Yeah.
That's what men have going for them. They are loud.
Yeah, they're loud and they demand what they want
They
to get,
demand,
and
yes.
eventually they get
And they get it. And from my own experiment, I've seen that you just have to have audacity, really.
Yeah.
It's really the audacity. They need to come back to you with that low ball offer. You need to tell them that
with a straight face. Who's got money for me? I know you're joking.
you have to be kidding.
You
cannot
must
be
be
me
can't
at
be me
all.
at all.
I
Yeah.
love it when, and I'm not saying that, of course, you have to deliver.
Yeah,
You
for
have
sure.
to know what you offer. It's not that, I'm not saying that you should go and be charging when you don't have anything to back it up. Even me, I'll not back you up.
Yeah.
But if you have what it takes,
And you have that value.
and you have the value, and everybody can see that you have the value.
And also people in your market are charging that much.
Yes, exactly.
Go ahead.
Right, and I'm going to ask women, do your research, see what everybody is charging, your male counterparts, your female counterparts. I've had so many discussions about people wanting to pay me less than they're paying a man. Why? Because I'm a woman. And it's not like a little bit less, so it's like
Significantly.
a drop.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, you should accept
us.
it now. Come on. And I know that there's some men you can't carry that offer to. You can't even test them with it. You know when you want to test a woman, maybe she will collect.
Let's try.
You can't test certain men with it. They don't stand for rubbish. I remember someone is a CEO. I don't know. I can't remember who she was anymore, but a foreign CEO. She was talking about how people will ask me, oh, how do I run it?
Do it all. Yeah.
Do that. She's like, I don't do it
I think
all.
it was Emma Grade.
Right. She's like, I don't do it all. I don't care what you guys are going to say. I don't do it all.
Yeah.
I outsource. And women should be allowed to outsource. This is another shameful thing that you can't say.
Yeah.
I'm outsourcing raising my kids.
Yeah.
I'm
Cooking.
outsourcing cooking. I'm not saying outsource actually raise your kids.
Yeah.
But
Get help.
get help. Have people help you. Why are you trying to prove that you are strong? You
Super
just die. You die for nothing. You die for nothing.
Yeah.
And the man will marry another woman. I'm telling you now. I can promise you. I'm not joking. There are cases of women that have just toiled and toiled and toiled. They have died, and 1 week later, the man has taken a fresh new bride.
I feel for me personally, I have so many women in my life that are bad at, those women you talk about, like they're in the rooms calling bastard money. I know them personally. I really do. And I'm just like, "Aye, I like this brain." With kids, in Morocco today, Qatar tomorrow. Next tomorrow she's in Dubai. Next tomorrow she's in Arab. I'm like, oh, my future is bright. So I feel what she does, like my friends that are, so successful and high flyers, they don't do it all by themselves. They have help. They have, maids, securities, drivers, help, cooks, anything to make your own life more convenient. I feel like sometimes we as women, we run businesses and we're able to manage projects, but then we fail to treat our lives like projects as well. Is you have to prioritize like what matters to me. I want to be able to spend time with my kids. Great. What's going to enable me do that? Do I need to get someone to make dinner so that at least the time I'm back from work, I can spend some time with my children, ask them how their day was, instead of being in the kitchen, spending those 2 hours, can I spend it with my children? So I feel like what the successful women in my life do is they're able to say, okay, these are my priorities. These other things are not my priorities. You can have it. I'm going to pay someone to do it. Great. Congratulations to them. Like I'm helping the Nigerian economy anyway. So like everybody gets to do what they have it in mind to do. What matters the most to them. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it because thank you for that. I was just going to touch on it that I grew up in a home where my mom raised me to know how to do things by myself. And I'm proud of that, right? But I find myself feeling bad when I just feel like I have to do it all. I have to. I can't. What do you mean I'm getting help? What woman gets help? Do you understand? I've had a hard time getting help. And then someone was like, you know what? I'm going to get someone to help clean your house for you every Sunday. And I'm going to do this for you for 1 month. So she paid for someone to clean my house for 1 month. And I
The
realized that
productivity.
I felt so nice. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is nice. I have more time to work. I have more time to think.
Yeah.
You mean I'll just sit down and my house will be clean?
Yeah.
What? Why did you guys tell me that this was what you were enjoying?
Honestly.
You know, I spoke to an older woman and she said, this is like, I work. I spend time working and I should be able to enjoy the fruits of my work.
Yeah.
So basically she said that I don't know. She said the way she described it, it's like a magical genie in my house. If I drop my clothes here, tomorrow I wake up, Hauwa is gone. I don't know who picks it up, but it's gone. You know, I get to my table, there's food on my table. I only have to work. And I was just like, and she was like, I don't feel ashamed. I was like, wait, but don't you feel a certain way? What if you don't have, what if you don't have money and money runs out one day and you don't have, she's like, why will I not have money? I work, don't I?
Yes.
And she's like, and it affords me time to work. The fact that my food is magically on my table, it affords me more time to work. So my money cannot finish.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, that's true though.
Yeah.
That's actually true. Because she's putting in work, she's putting in effort. And so for me, I'm still struggling because I still fully believe I have to cook for my husband. I have to do all these things. So unfortunately, I've not unlearned it yet.
But then the awareness is there.
The awareness.
So that's the
But if
beginning.
you eat my food though, it's my husband himself that will say, please stop cooking for me. Don't cook again.
It's enough. Enough is enough.
No, I'll come here. I have to cook
I
for
must
you.
cook for you. This
Say,
food,
no, don't
you
worry.
have to eat it.
No, my dear, don't worry. Don't kill me. Right? And so for me, I still cannot outsource certain things.
Yeah.
I can't. I do everything myself. I'm very hard. I am very independent, very hard. But sometimes independence is softness. Sometimes an independent woman is a woman that knows how to outsource her, her cleaning, her cooking, her driving. Because your head will come down. Why are you working so much?
Relax.
So I really can relate to that. I remember one time, my father is a typical African dad.
Okay.
I remember one time I was sitting on the dining table working on, there's this animation that I used to do. It takes hours. It can take me like 4 days of non-stop just sitting at my laptop, only taking breaks to eat and sleep. So I was working on that, and we there's this woman that comes to our house sometimes and asks us if we have things that she can help us do. Because also another thing is that we used to be middle class when I was growing up, but we fell to lower middle class as inflation came in and all of that. So our house is not in a great place. It's in my dad's house in Ikorodu. Anybody that knows Ikorodu knows Ikorodu, right? And so around there, you don't have. It's not like in Lekki where you are surrounded by people that have money, or Ikoyi where you know that your neighbors also have money. We're not. It's not like that's where I come from. So you have a lot of low class people just like us. It's just that our own is just a step higher, a notch higher, right? So there's this woman that will come around and ask us if we have clothes to wash and all of that, and I'll give us. So I had a lot of clothes that I needed to wash by, and we don't have a washing machine, right? So I gave her my clothes to wash, and I was at the table doing the work, and my dad was like, he just came to stand in front of me for like 5 minutes. And me and my dad were very stubborn. So I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. First to talk. He's looking at me, I'm looking at him. He said, someone is washing your clothes downstairs. I said, yes. Don't you think you should learn how to multitask? You know a woman. I said, Daddy, how will I multitask? Sure, I will wash small. I will click computer small. I will wash small. He said, you'll find a way around it. I said, Daddy, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding a way around it.
Oh, the suffering.
I'm tired. This is, you're telling a woman learn how to multitask. Why don't I focus on what is giving me money so I can carry all of us out of this poverty? So should someone not do it?
Yeah.
Because the sons you have given birth to, they are not doing anything. So the hope is on me now. You know, and of course my brothers are doing things, but don't worry. That's their business.
Yeah.
So it's for me, the fact that my dad said I should learn how to multitask because I'm a woman, and that's why it's hard for me to outsource, because I've been taught as a woman you have to learn how to, you know, and this is what is giving me money that I can use to better my life. But you want me to pause that, go downstairs, quickly wash my clothes with my hands,
Quickly.
and
The way you
quickly
said
do it,
quickly.
you know.
I don't know.
I'll quickly run upstairs. Do you know? Exactly. So how do you want me to become, if you're not giving me time to focus on this work that's, you know, I want to do? You're asking me to, and this woman that has come to ask us if we have anything, it's because she also wants money. So I try to tip her as well as, you know, give her my clothes to wash, and I also try to, so where we live in a society where so much is placed on, so much burden. I'm so jealous of women that come from families where they're just telling you, you know what, you're a boss. I have a friend like that who outsources everything.
Yeah.
She comes from, no, her mom outsources everything.
I love it.
Her mom does not play. Her mom outsources her driving, her cooking, their cleaning. Her mom outsources everything. One time I sat with the woman and I said,
Mommy, let me learn from you.
Mommy, so no, I have internalized misogyny. So the question I asked her was that, if your daughter marries now, how is she going to do it?
Ah.
The woman looked at me. Is she marrying a loser?
Ooh.
And I was like, what do we carry? What do we throw? And the
I like
man
that.
was like, I did not raise my daughter to slave. Her husband is simply going to match her lifestyle. And that is it. Or she's going to match her lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Because you're telling me now that how is she going to do when she marries? What's my business? If she marries a man now that is telling her to go and be, she simply does not know how to do it. The marriage cannot even last. Because she simply doesn't know how. Where is she going to start from?
Yeah.
Do you understand? I love raising women with agency. And I hope that we
Continue that.
continue to do that.
Yeah. Same. And that's my mom is a very do it yourself kind of babe, but she's also like, I can't die. Like at the end of the day, had a driver growing up, you know, we had like help, had maids, had cleaners,
I love
had people washing. I don't think I did my laundry until I went to university. I was like, okay, how does this work? I didn't know how to wash a bathroom. And my roommates had to teach me, like, oh, you have to, like, wash the walls. And I was like, oh, wow, taking note. So I think for me, it comes naturally to me to outsource because I don't want to do that. I feel like the hours, I'm thinking, what could I have done in 2 hours?
Bingo.
2 hours of my time I can never get back, you know?
I love it when you look at time as an asset, as a resource.
Yeah.
You look at time. I feel like a lot of people they underestimate the value of time, because that time you're spending doing chores, if you really like to do it, that's fine. People are spending hours cooking on YouTube and they're cashing
out, yeah.
right? Look at your time as a resource. What is this going to do for me in the long run? Is it or I'm talking to you as well, because obviously you're growing, and I think that's the thing that they didn't teach us, using time. I love that you talked about how, what can I do in 2 hours? Look at the time. Unfortunately, I don't look at time as a resource, and that's why I keep falling behind, because the time that I'm supposed to use to work on this stuff so I can get it to a client, so I can be paid, and I can use that part of that, just a fraction of that money to pay someone that will
fraction
that will pay someone that will cook for me. I'll say no, God, I cannot relax into this. Like, I'll start peeling yam, peeling this.
And we see your yam.
And you have seen my yam, so I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm cutting yam,
Yeah.
And if truly time is a resource, you know that even if you want to use that time to peel yam, you know why you're peeling yam with that time. They are not just peeling it because you're trying to appeal to some,
or appear a certain way, like,
appear a
so
certain
hard
way.
working, a yam peeling babe.
Yam peeling babe. A proper babe with a
Yeah,
yam.
I feel for me, obviously, growing up, I now had to learn like how,
Yeah.
this is how to to be a functioning adult. I can now, but
But you
I
will
can
learn.
choose not to. I
Yes,
can choose to.
you
pay
can
someone to do
choose
it. Yeah.
to. And look at you. You turned out fine.
I
You know.
So pertaining to house chores, I'm not going to that. I don't like doing it. But like, as a growing woman, you have to get used to it, because one day you are going to do it. But and I'm not going to lie, because like, because of my appearance, when I say I can do something, they'll be like, you can do it. So like, it's like, I don't know, my head used to swell when they are praising me that this girl can do something. But like, I'm not going to lie, I don't like doing it. But like, you just have to learn it, because like one day you're going to end up living on your own.
Yes.
Nobody to like actually help you. And before you can actually get money to say, okay, you want to hire somebody,
Yes.
it will take time. So you are on your own.
Is it that women don't like to lead? Is it that we make bad leaders? Because I've really heard of people complain about their female bosses. Oh, my female boss is so irrational, or she's so testy.
not me being the female boss.
Not you being the female
Honestly, I heard
Right.
about myself. No, let's talk about it.
It's very interesting because one of my closest friends,
Yeah.
oh, the men hate her. Oh, they hate her guts. And she's telling me about someone that she's talking to, a man that is obviously her, is not her superior, she's his superior. And he'll be, talking to her anyhow because she's a woman. Like, he will just believe you can't lead me, and that's just
Yeah.
it. A woman is different, because maybe I don't want to lead. Maybe I just want to sit at home and eat my husband's money, right? But it doesn't mean that she does not want to lead.
Already does not like that.
Right.
I read that here. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So if I want to sit down at home now, does it mean that because I want to sit down at home, Ore should have to sit down at home too? Why can't Ore say she wants to lead? Why are you saying, oh, Ore, why can't you look at
Can't
Hauwa?
you be? Yeah.
Why can't you look at Hauwa? Why is sitting there in our husband's house? Why can't you be like that? Peacefully. She's not causing us any problem. You are just out here shouting up and down, stressing me.
No, on my own view of things, I would just say that, women, I don't even know, like, when it's time to pick a leader, when it's time to pick a representative, they always feel like it's the men that are always more responsible. It's the men that are capable of like handling such positions. And I'm like, have you tested the women yet? Like, have you ever tried, like, have you sat down and be like, okay, let's actually, like, let's do an experiment.
Yeah, objectively.
Let's put a woman in this position and see what she does. Let's see the changes. Okay, they are saying they can do things. Let's see what they can do. They have not actually sat down to actually think about it, and they are already making assumptions that a woman cannot do it, because a woman is either too loud, or too what's the word, or too timid for such
Too
position.
emotional.
Yeah, too emotional for such position. And like, there are other women out there that are like, they are capable of doing it. But because the society has now made this mentality of a woman cannot do it, like, is a man, like, is a man, that's why women don't even bother of like reaching that far again. They are always at the normal level of things. And another thing is that it's okay if you want to stay at home, like, nobody is forcing you. But like, even you that are staying at home, be supporting your fellow women, because I've noticed something that one thing that we lack now is support and unity amongst women. If your fellow woman, or your friend wants to do something now, and you don't have supportive, like, you like, okay, let me bring it down personally. You want to do something and you don't have supportive friends, what's not the use of doing it? You will not have the courage to, like, okay, I have friends that can back me up, so if anything goes wrong, they still have my back. But like, we don't have that now. Like, the generation now, like, I'm speaking for personal experience. Like, I'm a prefect. Glory be to God. I'm a prefect in my school, and like, when I was being announced as a prefect, I say nobody. I say the kind of insult I chop. But like, I just had to swallow it.
Hold
I
it
just
together.
hold this like, alright, just you're okay. You've
Yeah.
got, at least you've gotten it. You've just
Yes.
just calm down.
Yes.
And the thing is that calmness, that you're swallowing is, they'll not take it as a weakness. But like, my main point is that, okay, I've gotten to this stage. Instead of you to support me, like, oh, go, alright, we're proud of you. Like, go out there. Instead, you are blasting me with insults, and like that just, I feel like that just reduces a woman's confidence to do something, or to like aspire for something. Just that thing will be in her mind. They'll be like, nobody will support me if I do this thing. So like, what's the use of like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that thing would be in their head, and be like, they'll just bash it and move on to something else. So yeah, I really feel like if we can establish support amongst women and unity,
Yes.
when we have that unity between women, we'll be unstoppable. I can see the future. Don't worry, we'll be
Yes.
unstoppable.
I love that so much because really it's the support. Like if a woman is going, like she's making it, she's going there, and other women are like,
Yeah,
"We're behind
go
you,
girl,
sister."
yeah.
Like, girl, just go there. It would encourage other women to go there as well. Like, I feel like it's the division. Or you have stated it perfectly, because one would think that you were talking about world politics, because this is really what happens.
Yeah.
You have people, take Kamala Harris for example. You have her trying to, like, aspiring to be more, and then you have women saying that, what is she doing there, isn't she a woman, why are you asking for too much, were you not VP, why you trying to be president. And I understand. I also know that definitely some people just looked at her manifesto and they were like, oh, we like this, we didn't like that, and that's fine. But you have a lot of people bashing women just because they're women, and asking them not to take leadership roles just because they're women, nothing else. Like, you're a woman, you can't see that me, so I'm a woman, I can't say I'm staying at home. Can't you come and stay at home? People, women, your fellow girls bashing you because you were a prefect.
I feel for me personally, being a leader myself, leading my team, and I'm growing. I had a staff member. My first staff member was male. I wonder what informed that choice. But I feel for me, I'm just like, whoever, whatever, anybody that can get the job done, right? But I feel he had a problem with me leading him. I feel I would, be talking to him and say, why is this like this? And like, he would just be looking at me with deep seated anger. Like, who is this? And like often, like I'd be like, now well, I will not look at myself and say, am I crazy, or maybe I should just keep quiet. Eventually, like I did have to let him go, but then that's just one example. I feel like there's a way. You mentioned your friend, having a male subordinate that she's trying to talk to, looking at you somehow like, who is this one talking to? I feel like men are, for no fault of their own, are socialized a certain way, and so unconsciously they may not know, but they have an unconscious bias where they might be misogynistic, where they might feel that what is this babe, what does this babe have to say to me? And so it invariably now translates to the workplace, whether they're trying for it to or not.
The entitlement.
Yeah, exactly, of this what does she mean by that? Oh, a woman can't talk to me like that. And then there's also like men, not just men, but just leadership has been classified as a male sector for so long that is classified as a man's job. And so because it's classified as a man's job, is seen that a man should do it in a man's way. So when a woman is leading, a bit more quietly, maybe she doesn't want to yell, or maybe she's not the type to be angry and say, "What's it? All of you in this company, hey!" Throw the chair upside down. I feel like sometimes, because anger is a male emotion, sometimes it's considered to be a male emotion, so it's permitted. But then a woman cries, or maybe she's under pressure and she cries, she's like, weakling. What does she mean? So I feel, for me personally, as a woman, I know that I lead differently. I know I don't lead the way a man would. Like my team, if someone comes and says, I'm on my period, I'm dying, I say, take the day. What am I going to use you and your dead body to do? But then I don't think a man would get it. It's like, you are dying, I don't understand. Is this not the way of all women? Did your mother not go to work when she was on her period? I don't understand. What are you talking about? So I feel like definitely I would lead differently. But then leading differently is not a sign of male leadership being superior. I would say compassionate leadership is the best kind of leadership I've experienced, where I know that my boss genuinely cares about me, cares to know that I'm doing well, cares to know that I'm progressing in the company, cares to know that I'm happy where I am. So I feel like the best leaders I personally have ever worked with are people that, like, I know they care, and I know that, and they were women. Let me just call it spade a spade. The leaders I have felt most supported by, the leaders I felt had my back the most, were all women. And it's not to say that female leadership is always good. It's
because I have stories of bad.
me too.
Yeah, great. So it doesn't seem like that it doesn't seem like we're bashing men and we're putting women on a pedestal.
Yes, definitely not.
Yes, we're just saying that there's certain women can be good leaders,
Yes.
women can be bad leaders,
Yes.
and men can be bad leaders, and men can be good
Why are you
leaders.
saying their own bad first?
Bad, terrible leaders, bad, all around rubbish.
Yeah, and that leadership doesn't always have to look a certain way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And good leadership can come from a woman.
Yeah.
Right. And women should be allowed to lead. And good leadership doesn't look a certain way, because you just talked about compassion.
Yeah.
Someone that does not like to shout. Someone that's you don't have to shout.
I know a babe. Her name is Olga. Olga, if you're watching this, I respect her so much because she's a producer, production manager, and she leads with so much grace. You can tell that she has all the planning, she's done it. And so because she has planned so much, on the day, she doesn't have to be as, hey, where is this? Who is this? What time is, because she's already dealt with it, prior. So I feel like that level of organization, that level of intention, there's just some details that, like, a woman just gets it. Like, she just gets it. And I don't even know what's led me to this point. But I've just experienced the most incredible leadership from women.
I love it. And I love to see it. I love to see it. I love that you are a leader.
Yeah.
You're even before you started your company, you were leading teams,
Yeah.
right? And so I love to see that you will pave the way for other leaders coming through, whether they be male or they be female, but especially when they're female, knowing that their voices should be heard. I like when you talked about your boss Uche, and how she led with so much grace, and she also didn't give room for rubbish.
Yeah.
Right? She sort of contributed to why you are the way that you are today.
Yeah.
And I hope that for women just come to blazing, especially this generation that are coming.
Yeah.
This orange generation. Oh my god, you can't shut them up. You cannot. I'm not even joking. But it is.
Yeah.
But it is. You can't shut them up.
Yeah.
You can't shut them up. If you say rubbish, they will say 10 times to you. Shabi Ore was just saying it.
Yeah, multiply it by 10.
She will multiply it by 10 and give it to you. Right? So I love it for you. I'm going to take a page from your book, and just try to also lead, because I'm also yes, I cause problem on social media, but I'm also a gentle babe. I don't like to shout.
I understand.
I don't like to, and people tend to take that from you and just
To mean that you're weak.
mean that you're weak, exactly. And I'm just like, what's wrong with all of you? All of you should just fix up. What's wrong with all of you?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm so happy we've had such an amazing conversation. We've had an amazing conversation, girls.
We have
Nice.
so
We
amazing. So
have.
happy to be here. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for staying with us through this episode of That's What She Said. That's what she said.